So how are packages implemented? To create a normal module, you simply created a Python source file and made sure it was in sys.path. The process for creating packages is not much different. To create a package, first you create the package's root directory somewhere in sys.path. Then, in that directory, you create a file called dunderinit.py. This file, which we'll often call the package init file, is what makes the package a module. As with many things in Python, an example is much more instructive than words. First, go to your command prompt and create a new directory called reader. To turn that directory into a package, we need to create the package init file. Create a new empty file in the reader directory called dunderinit.py. On Linux or Mac OS X, you can use the touch command, or on Windows, use type. Now if you start your REPL, you'll see that you can import reader. And to see the role that dunderinit.py plays in the functioning of a package, check the dunderFile attribute of the reader package. So we see that reader is a module, and the source file that is imported when reader is imported is the package init file in the reader directory. In other words, a package is just a directory containing a file named dunderinit.py. To see that the dunderinit.py is actually executed like any other module when you import reader, let's add a small bit of code to it. Now restart your REPL and import reader, and you'll see our little message printed out. Now that we've created a basic package, let's add some useful content to it. For reader, we want to implement a very simple class called reader, which knows how to read text from both normal files as well as a number of compressed formats. We'll start by defining the reader class, which just knows how to read from normal files. First, let's get rid of the print statement from the reader package init file. Now create a new file in the reader directory called reader.py. Now if you start a new REPL, you can import your new module and try out the reader class. Let's use it to read the contents of reader.py. That's a bit loopy. One thing that's a bit ugly about the code is the fact that we need to type reader.reader. It would be much cleaner if the reader class was in the top-level reader package. Let's edit reader dunderinit.py to hoist the reader class up into the top-level reader package. Remember that the dunderinit.py file is executed when the reader package is imported, and is perfectly normal for package init files to run all sorts of code. Now if you restart your REPL, you'll see that the reader class is in the top-level reader namespace. That's much cleaner. To really see how packages provide high levels of structure to your Python code, let's see how we can add more layers of packages to the reader hierarchy. We're going to add a subpackage to reader called compressed, which will contain some code for working with compressed files. So first, let's create the new directory and package init file. If you restart your REPL, you'll see that you can import reader.compressed. In the compressed directory, create a file called gzipped.py. This will contain some code for working with the gzip compression format. Similarly, create another file in that directory called bzipped.py. At this point, you should have a directory structure that looks like this. If you start a new REPL, you'll see that we can import all of our modules just as you might expect. So let's glue all of this together into a more useful sort of program. We'll update Reader to know how to read from gzip files, bz2 files, and normal text files, all based on file extensions. First, update your Reader class to use the compression handlers when necessary. Now, Reader will check the extension of the file name it's handed. If that extension is in the extension map, a specialized file opener will be used. In this case, either the bz2 or gzip openers. Otherwise, the normal file open function will be used. To test this out, let's first create some compressed files using the utility functions we built into our compression modules. Execute the modules directly from the command line. Now start a new REPL and let's take our code for a spin. So we've covered a lot of information. Let's review what we've learned so far. Packages are modules which can contain other modules. Packages are generally implemented as directories containing a special dunderinit.py file. The dunderinit.py file is executed when the package is imported. Packages can contain subpackages which themselves are implemented with dunderinit.py files in directories. The module objects for packages have a dunderpath attribute.